That's his little fun time he has with you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
Hey.
Oh,
Whoa. You
yeah?
did that way too good. That's... You've been watching something when I'm not around.
I ain't been watching anything.
I don't know where that came from, but that was not you.
That was not me, he said. Well, you see, I did scroll through YouTube.
I like the black eye look, and this side's happy.
Oh, yeah? Dead sad. Happy sad! Dead sad.
You did two different colors.
Happy sad!
You didn't do two different colors for the lips.
I did. The pink is on top and the red, the purple's on bottom.
Do half for the half.
Oh, you think I should do that? All right, I can do that.
You can't fix it now.
Yes, you can. Watch. Let me fix that. Go. Abayo! You're so loud. We hear you a block away.
But I think you look really cute here. I think you always look good when you apply yourself.
Fuck you.
What? That's a compliment.
When you apply yourself.
Well, that's what my teachers used to tell me. You're really smart when you apply yourself.
You're really pretty when you apply yourself.
Not like apply, like attach to a thing, like as in give it the effort.
Yeah, meaning, honey, you don't look good unless you apply yourself.
That's not what I said. I said you always look good when you apply yourself.
When you apply yourself.
That's not what it means. If you didn't have general beauty without makeup, I probably wouldn't be with
you. I'm only with you because
shallow.
you're beautiful. I'm only with you because you have real beauty without makeup.
Exactly. Now it makes sense, right?
No.
What do you mean?
If you were ugly, I wouldn't love you.
That's not what that means. We've already had this discussion so many freaking times. You just don't remember or care or believe me when I told you. You just like forgot it right away.
Cheese! Hi, cheese-tastic YouTuber. Thanks for joining in. That's his new one.
Cheese-tastic. There's obviously a rating scale for all guys. They have an internal rating scale. We've already gone over this. My rating scale is very specific about certain features and things and proportions. Really freaking bug me. Like, I can't stand with proportions.
I mean, if they got big feet,
Exactly.
If they got big hands, you just can't do it.
That's okay.
What? Really?
Yeah, big hands are right.
Don't they make you feel smaller?
No.
Would you rather she had small hands?
Yeah. But it's not a deal breaker.
I'm fucking hot, so I'm taking this off. You're here.
I know you're hot. What am I?
I got hairy pits anyway.
Don't throw your clothes at me.
Don't. I didn't throw it at you that time.
Yeah, just buy me. You didn't even wear this, so you can hang it back up. It's still clean.
I did wear it, and you can smell the pits. It stinks.
Oh yeah, it smells like you?
Should.
Doesn't mean it's dirty. Oh, it's inside out again. Lucky me. No, it smells wonderful. It doesn't even smell dirty.
That's because you
Now
like my smell.
That pink frilly thing you were saying, that, I was like, oh. It was like...
Yesterday?
It was like it was in the kitty box.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Didn't you smell it? I made you smell it.
Swarmy thief makes a swarmy getaway. In 2003, a shoplifter at Kmart in Sadalai, Missouri, got away with his loot by releasing a swarm of bees. Suspecting he was up to no good, security guards followed the man to the restroom. When they opened the door, they were confronted with about 100 honeybees. The shoplifter slipped away while employees pulled cans of insecticide off the shelves to kill the buzzers. Bees hold family hostage for 48 hours. In 1998, a swarm of 20,000 bees descended on a family's house in Dorset, England, making a frightful buzzing sound and crawling all over the windows, doors, and chimneys. The terrified mother, trapped inside with her 2 children, called the RSPCA, the police, and the fire brigade. They all come out to inspect the situation, only to say they couldn't do anything because bees are a protected species in the UK. They suggested she call a beekeeper. The woman was worried she'd never find a solution when, on the 3rd day, the horde departed as unexpectedly as they had arrived. I got a boogie in my nose, don't mind me. All right, open another one. Whoosh. Nothing to fear but fear itself. Warhol was not the only one with a seemingly irrational fear that later figured in his death. Composer Arnold Schoenberg feared the number 13. He died on Friday the 13th of July at 13 minutes to midnight, 1951.
What if you named your little daughter Fear?
There's nothing to fear but fear herself.
And then she like walks up.
Sorry. Except her real name, no. Her real name is Fierce Marie.
Fierce Marie.
but we call her Fia. Furiosa! That's her name. Her name is Furiosa. We call her Fear for short.
I didn't think about that, but it's not spelled the same.
I know, but you could.
F-E-R-A?
I don't know.
It's like Furiosa, but they say it Furiosa.
Singer Richie Valens. Valens had a fear of airplanes. He died in the same plane crash that killed Buddy Holly in the Big Booper in February 3rd, 1959. Actress Natalie Wood had a fear of water. She drowned when she fell off a boat on November 29th, 1981.
She starts to talk. I fear. I fear. There's some weird sentences with that name.
She becomes an expert in fearology.
Hey, is that
No, hold on. Let me see. Who is somebody that studies fears called? Well, it's a psychologist or a psychiatrist who specializes in phobias.
Yeah. That's what they call them, phobias.
We could call it a phobiologist. Phobiology. Phobiology is not a standard scientific or technical term. However, based on its phonetic similarity, you may be referring to photobiology. Not photobiology. Oh, because it says phobiology. Phobia-ology. Nope. The correct form for the scientific study of phobias is the study of abnormal psychology, or more specifically, the study of specific phobias within the broader field of psychiatry or clinical psychology. Phobia, from the Greek word, all of a sudden I can't pronounce my R's, from the Greek word. From the Greek word phobia, which means fear. All right. Oh, Cheese-tastic YouTuber said, nothing to fear but cats. Too many cats. There's no such thing as fearing cats.
No, that's literally what you should fear. They run around with multiple hypodermic needles as hands. That's literally where the movie Hellraiser came from. What is it? Nightmare on Elm Street.
Space invaders! These immigrants from the animal kingdom just want their piece of the pie. Sometimes literally. Rats are kings and queens. In 2003, rats as big as cats forced a Queens, New York firehouse to temporarily shut down so that its walls could be gutted. Many rats went merrily about their business in defiance of exterminators moving into ceilings and other crevices. Those that succumbed to the exterminators' weapons made the firehouse uninhabitable with their putrid odor. Rats! Apes and snakes threaten Parisian shoppers. Mink coat English countryside. Starving snake size up angry landlord. Dead wife becomes dental assistant. Cheese-tastic YouTuber has left the building. I have no watchers now, again, at 12 minutes in. That's sad. What if I just stare at the screen? Earlier, I saw somebody... Oh, there you are. You're back. I saw somebody who just stared at the screen. She had a note in the background that said, "I'll move if you become a super fan." She just stared at the screen. But of course, whatever you write is backwards. So you have to write backwards.
There's nothing to fear but cats!
Cats are nothing to fear. What do you want to do, honey?
Finish brushing my hair and listen to you be funny.
Am I funny?
Yeah.
I miss it when I had a partner puppet over here. Hey, I have an echo now.
Yeah, you can have an echo now.
What are you going to eat for dinner? Oh, he's got ribs. What are you going to eat for dinner?
I'm not eating for dinner.
Why?
Because I'm on this diet where I don't eat anything, and then when I'm about to pass out...
You eat a piece of cheese?
Cube of cheese.
A cube of cheese, that's right. Well, let's see. What shall we do? Check school. See if anybody's responded.
Did you finish your schoolwork?
Well, see, that chapter 8, unit 8 assignment I haven't turned back in. I can, I guess. I think I'm done with it. I think it's good now. What do you think? How about you? That is your name. I know you know, sweet girl. Oh. Oh, my teacher responded twice.
Oh, yeah?
I guess. It's a new one.
What did they say? Good news or bad news?
Well, I posted my draft again, and I said I updated some information, changed up the flow, and added more Record myself playing Roblox with my son. Well, the tablet's at 14%, boy. I can't do that, sadly. I would have to, not use it and let it charge up again, or use the VR headset to charge it.
You're gonna hate me.
Why?
Because I want Taco John's.
You want Taco? Go get Taco John's. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I did for a day. 2 days. Maybe 3. But I don't care. What?
You do care. Yeah.
Part of us does, but whatever. Child might want it. Anyway, he said, it's off because we read 3 paragraphs of... What?
You're gonna have to find other people to play, to watch that, because I'm gonna be playing Roblox on the VR.
Oh, okay. Fine. Well, you can also have your phone just watching it.
So true.
Wanna know what I like to do sometimes while on YouTube?
What?
In the morning?
What?
When I actually had a computer?
Yeah.
Look for people playing Roblox with 0 viewers. Ask if I can join. Then get them funneling tons of viewers to play with them. That's what I do.
I don't know. He said, it's off because we read 3 paragraphs of stats before this. When therapists first told me I potentially had dissociative identity disorder, I was 12 years old. Why not start here? This is an amazing first line. Every person on Earth would continue reading after that. Also, why are we using a study from 1986? Even if it's cited in McLean 2025. And then he responded again and said, wait, I get what you're doing with all the old dates. That makes sense. My bad. But don't start there. Fork me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fork.
But I don't really, like I said, I don't know what they're looking for anymore in school papers. So I'm not a good person to ask about formatting and what order, what should we wear, or what the topic. I still don't even know what the freaking assignment really is. I'm just listening to what you're saying and trying to see if it makes sense to me, and that's not a good partner, you know? If you had an actual, you know, student that's doing the same thing, you know, that's where that comes in kind of deal. So, yeah.
That's why we posted it on our discussion boards, right?
Like, I didn't know that they'd be upset about a citation from a long time ago. Yes, it's an old citation, but...
Oh, he's not upset about it. He's saying, like...
No, but I'm saying upset as in he seemed to not want it, and then...
It's because of the way of the order I'm putting it in and stuff.
To me, the reality of the situation is, even if you only cite modern references from like 2000 and up, or even 2010 and up, it doesn't really make a difference, because you're trying to find references that support your idea. I can't imagine being a fucking mathematician and being like, citing Galileo, and then someone being like, that's too old of information. Can you please get Einstein or somebody sooner? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. We stand on the shoulders of giants, and a lot of times starting at the basis of something. So I don't even get what he's talking about. Are you not allowed to reference Descartes, Kant, Plato?
Oh, I mean, like...
philosophers, and because philosophers also have a little bit of psychology built into their stuff, or what? Like... I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the confinements of the paper. I don't really understand what they're looking for. I mean, why does he get upset about you citing movie references? Oh, in the movie script. And then he made it sound like entertainment value was important. Make the first sentence intro really freaking entertaining, so that way someone would want to read it. Well, is that our goal? Okay, I'll just write about whatever bogus bullcrap I want. Like, make it entertaining.
What I could do is I could copy and paste the whole fucking thing and put it into AI and have AI rewrite it for me, and then copy and paste that shit and turn that in.
Would it do a whole paper like that?
It would.
But from my understanding is...
And that's not cheating.
College professors
anymore.
Seem to say that they can tell the difference between AI-rated papers and not, but you would only college paper. Only college professors and stuff would know because they do it all the time, right? They read papers all the time. I'm sure a lot of like tenured ones that are around before the AI stuff started popping on could definitely tell because they're like, I've been grading papers for 20 years. I've never heard any student write a paper like this until now. Like, because there is patterns and typical things you would see in people's writings. And I don't think there's anything like wrong with getting an assignment. And if you read what the assignment says, and then you fill out a paper, and then they read it and they say, "I don't like this, 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 and this, and this," you need to ask clarity questions. All right, so what exactly are you looking for? You know what I mean? Like, what the frick do you guys want of us? What's the end game or whatever? But again, to be honest with you, I haven't really been following what each paper is meant to be or how it's supposed to be at. Increase on things or any of that stuff.
What I could do is move some of this shit around.
I think I grabbed the wrong one. This isn't the one we used to drink, was it?
No, that's a new one. What?
I didn't mean to. I thought I grabbed the
Oh
regular
no,
one.
it is.
It's just a new can?
It is a new can, and it's got the old. So Mountain Dew has been established since 1948. So they took that old can of the old style Mountain Dew can, and they put it in the background, and they redid the new voltage design to put it on a can.
Hashtag
Mountain Dew.
ad it. Come on.
Hashtag ad Mountain Dew voltage. Raspberry. Same old flavor as Mountain Dew voltage. New art design. Established in 1948. Mountain Dew. Not the voltage. Voltage is a new brand. Oh, it's so good.
That wasn't what I wanted.
Worms are broken up now. All right.
I thought it was a Swedish fish.
You thought it was a Swedish fish?
I should rip the bottom off and then tie the other end.
Flip it. I don't care. You can do that if you want.
No, it's good I have to work for something in life. When you get it easy, it's not worth it.
Excuse me.
You're excused, but only this time.
Hmm.
I think I stole your water last night.
My jug?
Huh?
My jug?
No, there's bottled water, but I think I stole yours. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go to White Drug today, and I forgot to do that. is today's date? I forgot.
20th. Yes.
We totally didn't celebrate 9/11 this year. Charlie Kirk stuff distracted it.
Right?
That's probably what the original intention was.
Probably.
Now he's got a national holiday, but where's 9/11 Day where we get a day off and, you know, paid time off and stuff. Getting pretty quiet over there.
Sorry, schoolwork. Yeah, and there's nobody in the feed, so I didn't mind. So we go here. I'm going to delete. And here.
Your place looks so much cleaner than my place. Just want to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you want to pay me to clean your place?
I want to go clean my place, but every time I leave, you're like,
Let's review this to see how it goes. I changed some stuff around. I changed the order.
The protector became a war goddess. The child, a dream weaver. The skeptic, a truth seer. I wasn't fragmented. I was infinite. When therapists first told me I potentially had dissociative identity disorder, I was 12 years old. That was in 2003. I didn't hear gifted. When they told my father, he didn't hear sacred. He heard broken. I was taken out of therapy as if the diagnoses brought shame to my family. I heard outcast, burden,
Wait a
and
minute.
scapegoat
Pause
even.
this for a second.
Again later when I was...
What? Didn't he say don't turn him in right away? Stew on him?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm rewriting it and saying what
So
you
you
think.
turned it in even though he said not to turn it in right away?
No, I turned in for the discussion twice now.
Oh.
And I did turn it in once, the first one. And I was like, don't grade that one. Wait, I'll turn it in again. Because he said to stew on it, and I had already turned it in.
So you didn't listen to his instructions?
I turned it in before I had the seminar. I turned it in last week. Like, way last week.
Wait, you've had
16,
2
2007.
weeks to write this thing?
I've had like 3 weeks to write this thing. We have our whole curriculum at the beginning of the semester, and we can work ahead or whatnot.
So all the times you said you had to get schoolwork done, you actually didn't have to get schoolwork done?
No, I do. I did. Because I wasn't always ahead.
A different psychiatrist expressed that due to my age, they couldn't formally diagnose me, but that if I had the same symptoms at 18, they would continue to lean towards a did diagnoses. Most clinicians lack specialized training in dissociation, especially with the pediatric populations. These signs are frequently misdiagnosed as ADHD, depression, bipolar disorder, or just normal childhood developmental changes. Dissociative identity disorder in children, ND. My grandmother called me possessed. I learned how to hide even more and continued to research on my own. What if multiplicity isn't a pathology, but a pantheon?
What?
Didn't that lady say that, the one that we watched on the interview, say that there are common conditions that are not misdiagnoses, but they're in addition to the same diagnosis?
Yes.
That's what she said. So when you say
But this
that
is...
they're
Hey.
misdiagnosed,
This is a different study. This is from the Dissociative Identity Disorder in Children link, reference that I am referencing. And at my age, that is what was occurring.
at my age, that is what it was.
In 2007.
2007.
People were frequently being misdiagnosed with ADHD, depression, bipolar disorder,
Right.
misdiagnosed, or also
Right.
comorbidly diagnosed.
Comorbidity.
Yes, which means dual diagnoses.
Well, it's not morbidity because you're not going to die from it, but
Existing disorders. But that's what they call it in psychiatry,
Co-disorder.
is comorbidity.
okay. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Pantheon? Emerging interdisciplinary research and therapeutic innovations in 2025 suggest that DID should be reconceptualized not as a pathological fragmentation of self, but as a complex, adaptive response to trauma, one that can be meaningfully explored through creative models such as archetypal roleplay, symbolic identity mapping, and narrative therapy, which collectively facilitate integration, agency, and the reclamation of meaning and self. According to research, people may use dissociative symptoms as a coping strategy to deal with extreme stress during traumatic experiences. Dissociative disorder statistics, Market Data Report 2025, ND. Healthline.com even tells us that 75% of people experience dissociation at some point in their lives. Ferguson, 2023. The average patient with multiple personality disorder, MPD, had been in the mental health delivery system for an average of 6.8 years and had received 3 other diagnoses, according to a 1986 study by Frank W. Putman and colleagues, published in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry. This would be due to misdiagnosis, the occurrence of other diagnoses, and symptoms that delayed an accurate diagnosis. McLean Hospital, 2025. That study was done in 1986, 42 years before. In 1944, MPD was a common diagnosis. In fact, that same year, 1944, 67% of cases were MPD diagnoses. The first case was dated back to 1791, when a German woman suddenly began to speak and act like a French aristocrat. Freud's theories and the sudden increase of schizophrenia diagnoses became more of a focus in the psychological community, and the studies of MPD began to fall away. Multiple personality disorder was changed to dissociative identity disorder, DID, in 1994 with the release of the DSM-4, to better reflect the condition's core feature of fragmentation rather than separate complete personalities. The Amazing History of Dissociative Identity Disorder, DID, Healthy Place, 2022. Now fewer than 10% of cases are DID-related. About 1 to 3% of people suffer from dissociative disorders, which are underdiagnosed and misunderstood despite the fact that they significantly impair a person's sense of reality, memory, and identity. These disorders are frequently caused by severe childhood trauma. Dissociative disorder statistics, Market Data Report 2025, ND, though there are rare cases such as Robert Oxnam, who was a respected China scholar and former president of the Asia Society. Oxnam, Robert B. A Fractured Mind, My Life with Multiple Personality Disorder. New York, Hyperion, 2005. He reveals in his book that he had at least 11 different identities and yet did not endure extreme childhood trauma. McLean Hospital in Belmont, Massachusetts, known for their focus in mental health research, have not only treated but inspired many famous individuals. Writers such as Sylvia Plath, inspired to write The Bell Jar in 1953, and Susanna Kaysen, her memoir, Girl, Interrupted, based on her 1960s stay there. Thinkers such as the Nobel Prize winning mathematician John Nash, who spent time in 1959 as reflected in the film A Beautiful Mind, and even musicians such as Ray Charles and Aerosmith front man Steven Tyler. Melissa Kaufman, MD, PhD, a psychiatrist and DID survivor at McLean Hospital, spoke out in August 2021 in regards to the stigma surrounding DID. The amygdala and prefrontal cortex both become overactive in patients with DID. The trauma state in DID looks like classic PTSD, says Kaufman, adding that people with dissociative disorder have a really refined ability to focus attention, particularly in multitasking. The dissociative subtype of PTSD is characterized by an overactive prefrontal cortex that can make a person numb and detached. Kaufman concludes, split, the brain has learned to defend itself. Shyamalan, 2016. The most radical transformations aren't happening in labs or therapists' offices, though. They're happening in homes, art studios, and even spiritual gatherings. Anxiety disorders, about 50 to 60%, and depression, about 40%, are only two mental health conditions that frequently coexist with dissociative disorders. Dissociative disorder statistics. Market Data Report 2025, Andy. Again, I would like to quote Dr. Karen Fletcher from Split. We look at people that have been shattered and different as less than. What if they're more than us? What is now known as narrative therapy was created in the 1980s by Michael White of Adelaide, Australia, and David Epstein of Auckland, New Zealand. It is a cooperative, non-pathologizing method of community work and counseling that places individuals at the center of their own lives. About Narrative Therapy Center, Andy. Basically, it allows individuals to become authors of their own stories, allowing them to externalize problems and reframe their identities as protagonists. In the context of DID, narrative therapy allows each identity to claim its own origin story, emotional truth, and purpose. Again, 1 to 3% of people suffer from DID, and these individuals created these identities due to the trauma that they experienced or the pressure in which they placed upon their own psyche. Using narrative therapy to create sacred stories allows individuals to move beyond symptom management towards mythic integration of self. This approach also aligns with Carl Jung's concept of the hero's journey as well as his concept of individuation, Francis N.D., offering a symbolic framework for healing. Identity mapping, or mapping your system, helps individuals with DID better understand the relationships between all of their alter egos. By understanding these relationships, they can improve internal communication and make it easier for everyone to collaborate. Growth, 2024. I began to explore this concept while still in high school, and still do to this day. Like narrative therapy, identity mapping allows each identity to be personified/individualized. Recently, I began to map my own system utilizing AI to conceptualize images of my identities, an ability that was never available to me before now. With each image, my inner identities rejoiced to see themselves finally reflected back in ways that more closely resembled how they see themselves. Each began to resonate more with spiritual, psychological, and even animalistic natures, which once again is in alignment with Carl Jung's theories of self. I have begun to notice how this symbolic mapping started to foster more cohesion, emotional regulation, and spiritual resonance within myself. As I learn to combine music, storytelling, and possibly even rituals in the future, I hope to further integrate using these newfound therapies, such as archetypal roleplay. So far, I have identified each fragment of my core with images, given them each an anthem, created schedules to follow, and allowed each to make a journal entry using AI as a therapeutic backboard-like tool so that they each feel as if they can be heard in their own voice. There are even apps now in which one can use to help build and manage these mapping systems. Jung's theory explains that archetypes develop into separate subsystems of the personality. I have found this to be true as well as I reflect on my own system of identities, there being the main 3 to 4 identities that it seems the others developed off of as subsystem identities. The gradual development of a unified, integrated personality that incorporates greater and greater amounts of the unconscious, both personal and collective, and resolves any conflicts that exist, such as those between introverted and extrovert tendencies, is what the American Psychological Association defines as individuation, Francis N.D. Archetypal roleplay, in essence, is a dynamic convergence of these theories through symbolic enactment. Using this type of DID therapy, I took my identities and created the story of the Pantheon of the Fractured Star, in which each character is a refracted image of my identities. In doing this, I am writing my own story, and it serves as a reclamation right, transforming my traumas into a mythic legend. I am not the only one who has used this therapeutic style to heal from dissociative identity disorder or other trauma in...
All right, I think I know what I'm going to do. So the quote that I started with in the paper, the protector became the war goddess, I took it from that spot right there. Come on. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it back there.
Whoa. Here you go. What is beautiful?
Absolutely nothing. Whoa. Huh. Good God. What? What? Huh. Does that sound better? Like, now it starts with "Da-dum!" A quote from the end.
What was that one line in the middle there you said? There was too much talking, I couldn't remember.
What quote?
It just sounded funny when I said it. I don't know what it was now.
But I'm going to start it with the quote. It's going to make it go like an arrow. The protector became a war goddess. End. New line. The child, a dream weaver. End. New line. The skeptic, a truth seer. End. New line. I wasn't fragmented. End. New line. I was infinite. End. New line. And that's where the paper begins. When therapists first told me I potentially had dissociative identity disorder, and then later on I tell you the history of the paper. Like,
Let me tell you some funny tidbits. Like,
what?
it's funny when you say you were this, you were that, you were this, and you listed off 3 things, and you say, I wasn't this, 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 I was infinite. Well, obviously, it's not infinite if you just listed off 3 things, you know what I mean?
I wasn't fragmented. I said the protector became a war goddess. The child, a dream weaver. The skeptic, a truth seer. I wasn't fragmented. I was infinite.
But you only have so many different, you know, it's not. I'm just saying that was supposed to be funny. Anyway, and then what was the other one? Midway through.
Midway through.
Read some of the midway through shit.
Oh, I gotta take some of this extra space out between the paragraphs. A quote?
No, just read it. Just read it.
McLean Hospital in Belmont, Massachusetts, known for their focus in mental health research, has not only treated but inspired many famous individuals. Before or after that?
I think it was after.
As Dr. Karen Fletcher states during a psychiatric video conference in the movie Split, the brain has learned to defend itself. The most radical transformations aren't happening in labs or therapists' office, though. They're happening in homes, art studios, and even spiritual gatherings. Continue or before?
Just keep reading.
Anxiety disorder, about 50 to 60%, and depression, about 40%, are only 2 mental health conditions that frequently coexist with dissociative disorders. Again, I would like to quote Dr. Karen Fletcher from Split. We look at people that have been shattered and different as less than. What if they are more than us? What is now known as narrative therapy was created in the 1980s by Michael White of Adelaide, Australia, and David Obston of Auckland, New Zealand. It is a cooperative, non-pathologicalized method of community work and counseling that places individuals at the center of their own lives. Basically, it allows individuals to become authors of their own stories, allowing them to externalize problems and reframe their identities as protagonists. In the context of dissociative identity disorder, narrative therapy allows each identity to claim its own origin story, emotional truth, and purpose. Again, 1 to 3% of people suffer from dissociative identity disorder, and these individuals created these identities due to the trauma that they experienced or the pressure in which they placed upon their own psyche. Using narrative therapy to create sacred stories allows individuals to move beyond symptom management toward mythic integration of self. This approach also aligns with Carl Jung's concept of the hero's journey, as well as his concept of individuation, offering a symbolic framework for healing. Identity mapping, or mapping your system, helps individuals with dissociative identity disorder better understand the relationships between all of their alter egos. By understanding these relationships, they can improve internal communication and make it easier for everyone to collaborate. I began to explore this concept while still in high school, and still do to this day. Like narrative therapy, identity mapping allows each identity to be personified, individualized. Recently, I began to map my own system utilizing AI to conceptualize images of my identities, an ability that was never available to me before now. With each image, my inner identities rejoiced to see themselves finally reflected back in ways that more closely resembled how they see themselves. Each began to resonate more with spiritual, psychological, and even animalistic natures, which once again is in alignment with Carl Jung's theories of self. I have begun to notice how this symbolic mapping started to foster more cohesion, emotional regulation, and spiritual resonance within myself. As I learn to combine music, storytelling, and possibly even rituals in the future, I hope to further integrate using these newfound therapies, such as archetypal roleplay. So far, I have identified each fragment of my core with images, given them each an anthem, created schedules to follow, and allowed each to make a journal entry using AI as a therapeutic backboard-like tool so that they each feel as if they can be heard in their own voice. There are even apps now in which one can use to help build and manage these mapping systems. Jung's theory explains that archetypes develop into separate subsystems of the personality. I have found this to be true as well as I reflect on my own system of identities, there being the main 3 to 4 identities that it seems the others developed off of as subsystem identities. The gradual development of unified, integrated personality that incorporates greater and greater amounts of the unconscious, both personal and collective, and resolves any conflict that exists, such as those between introverted and extroverted tendencies, is what the American Psychological Association defines as individuation. Archetypal roleplay, in essence, is a dynamic convergence of these theories through symbolic enactment. Using this type of dissociative identity therapy, I took my identities and created the story of the Pantheon of the Fractured Star, in which each character is a refracted image of my identities. In doing this, I am writing my own story, and it serves as a reclamation right, transforming my traumas into a mythic legend. I'm not the only one who has used this therapeutic style to heal from dissociative identity disorder or other trauma-induced disorders, as it becomes more popular. Individuals such as Jeremy Sutton, PhD, offer structured roleplay scripts that individuals can utilize in the comforts of their own home or with therapists in an office. The convergence of neuroscience, narrative therapy, identity mapping, and archetypal roleplay supports the idea that we should reframe dissociative identity disorder not as a disorder, but as a sacred architecture of resilience. Rather than seeking to eliminate or merge identities, oh, my phone's going to die and the tablet's going to die. These models honor multiplicity as a valid and creative response to trauma. This reframing aligns with trauma-informed, culturally inclusive models of care and opens new pathways for healing. This survivor artist describes it this way. The protector became a war goddess, the child a dreamweaver, the skeptic a truth seer. I wasn't fragmented, I was infinite. Such mythic language reflects the transformative potential of these new creative therapies, where each identity is not a symptom, but a sacred thread in a tapestry of the self. In conclusion, the treatments and understanding of multiple personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder has undergone a profound transformation. Creative therapeutic models, narrative therapy, symbolic identity mapping, and archetypal roleplay offer powerful tools for healing, integration, and empowerment. By reframing dissociative identity disorder as a sacred response to trauma, clinicians and clients alike can move beyond pathology and toward illumination. This paper calls for continued interdisciplinary research and the inclusion of lived experiences to help shape future models of care. Multiplicity, when honored and understood, becomes not a disorder, but a divine constellation of survival, creativity, and truth. Save. Save as.
Huh?
Save as.
Rough draft 15.
I think this is the final draft, actually. I like it.
When's your next class?
Wednesday.
Yeah, when do they stop calling classes and call them seminars? Like you're going to some fucking
Because in
getaway on the
in
weekend.
college, that's what the classes technically were. You went to a seminar. You sat there at the seminar and you interacted with the teachers.
A seminar is where you go on the weekend and you get free lunch and you piddle around and go to the different seminar rooms.
No, that's a weekend seminar retreat.
It's a seminar. You're going to class. It's a class. no discussions being had. It's a teacher regurgitating a bunch of shit they've always regurgitated.
Hmm.
So what I made mention of VR chat, and so you let him use VR chat again or something? Is that what happened?
What?
He's back on VR chat in Rec Room.
Yeah.
He's on it every day for more than 4 hours a day now.
No, not more than 4 hours a day.
Well, I'm just saying, because he was in VR beach and pool, so it's okay for him to look at a bunch of fucking